Hello, good day. This is my first episode for my planned TECHIE Teachers series. So this is what we call a series regarding apps that are actually helpful for teachers. So I'll be covering some, if not all, of the most useful applications or software in which we can use being teachers. This could be applicable for uh, kindergarten, elementary, or primary, also secondary or high school, as well as college. So if you think that this application will help you, especially in your class, so you can also use this. So of this first app, I am covering ClassDojo. Okay, so yeah, so let's try it. So of course, all you need to do is open up your browser and then let's have a classdojo.com. So I already have it here registered because yeah, we already used it before. So here, what is actually a ClassDojo? So this is what we call um, a classroom community. So if you're ready to build what we call an amazing classroom community, you can use, of course, ClassDojo. So why do you think it is classroom community? Because as far as you can see, even what we call the web page is actually really child friendly. I find it on its layout beautiful, safe, and this is what we call a simple communication app where teachers, parents, and students actually meet in this particular community. So, and the best thing is, of course, this is free for teachers, and as far as you can see here, free for teachers forever. So this is their website. This is actually the app where you can actually going to do a lot of things here. I really enjoyed actually using this. And yeah, let's say I already have what we call the account here, being a teacher. So I'll just show you some of the items that are actually putting ClassDojo a very good community. So here, the first time you open classdojo.com, you will find teacher, parent, student, school leader sign up. So here we can choose to be a teacher. The parents, they can actually monitor also. And of course, the student, especially they're the ones going to receive the learning materials. Okay, and then also in our school leader can also check what's really happening in the school or somewhat like our virtual school. So before we were able to use ClassDojo because of what we call the COVID-19. So I'll just give what we call a snapshot of this. So here, I just clicked on being as a teacher because I am actually really focusing more on the teacher side. So this is what we call an example of how you are going to use ClassDojo. So there's already a demo class here. Okay, as far as you can see, these are what we call monsters. Okay, beautiful, pretty monsters. So they're actually, for me, they're really cute. And that's why they're really pleasing, especially also for the kids because they really love this one. They can even design their own when they're going to already register as a student. So what's the beauty of this is example, this is a demo class. Okay, you have here are your students. You have here the Beyonce, Denzel, so on and so forth. So you can add students here. Okay, you can also, of course, put groups, which is really good for somewhat like a breakout. So these numbers, these are what we call the points. You can actually award points here. So example, for Beyonce, you can click that one. Then there are what we call positive and needs work categories. So for the positive, of course, this will add some points. Example, I saw Beyonce helping others, so I can click that one. So that will have Beyonce +1 for helping others. So generally for primary students and as well as the kindergarten students are really our pupils, it's actually very helpful. Then we have also, yeah, I even have Jerome here. So participating, so you can put persistence. Okay, so that's it. So they can see actually their marks or their points. Okay, so every time they're going to participate, you can actually award them with points. And when they see it visually, of course, they really love it. Okay, and in experience, it will help also for them to somewhat like they will be inspired to do more. Of course, there is one thing for needs work, meaning you can also put what we call minus here. Okay, so all you need to do is you can add the scales. So for deduction, okay, you can actually add here. So that's what we call negative. So of course, there are also in the situations in the classroom where you need to deduct some marks, so you can use this part. So new skill. So example, you have -1. You put here not listening. Okay, so not listening. Take note that's -1. So of course, when you award this, of course, it will take a deduction on the points of that student. Okay, then of course you can also create. So this one's the helping others on task. You can edit that one or you can add. So that's how the what we call very effective. Also on my experience, and this will really help the students to have what we call. Also, this one actually can be seen by the parents. Okay, you have here two switch points because that is why this is a community. You have here the students, the teachers, and as well as the parents. So the parents also have their own account, and they can actually also see what their students are actually doing. Okay, because they can also exchange. It's a communication tool also, so they can exchange ideas with the teacher, and as well as they can also the teacher can also send something to the teachers. No, sorry, for the parents. So here you can identify, do you want your the parents to see all points or the positive points only, or no points at all? So there are so many options. Actually, very effective, of course, on the side also for the teachers. So these are the teachers I have here. These are my co-teachers. So also there are also families. This is just another actually for overview on what we call the demo class. Okay, so of course that's only an overview. I'll go back here. You can, of course, this is how you create your new class. So you just click new class. So, and this is what we call the class name. So let's say this is what we call grade 2. Let's say mango. So you can have year, you can have a second grade, then yeah, you can share on both points. Share all points, then create class. So here, grade 2 Mango, you can add here your students. Okay, so here you can add, you have options to add one by one. For example, I'm going to have add this one, Van Luel. Okay, I can add them one by one. Okay, you can have Richie, Rich. So you can add it. Or there is an option if you have already the list, so you can use it here. Okay, so you can have all the list here. Okay, you should only follow the what we call the first name, last name. So just copy the what we call the default here. Student's name here, put each name on a new line. So if you have a list in your Word or in your Excel or in your notepad, so you can paste it here. Just follow the student's list guide. Yeah, you can use that one. So yeah, you can have just writing random names. Where's, so let's say have this. Okay, so let's say I only have 4. Okay, you can add later. It's only an example. So you can click save. So here you already have there automatically their icons. Okay, so you can actually click that one, and this is the time automatically you can give them points. Okay, this one, let's say also gives a teamwork. So that's the beauty of it. So that is giving on points. So again, you can add, of course, needs work. So maybe you want to add a needs work, no assignment. So if that student is having no assignment at all, so you can have -1, say, and you can award it. Okay, so you can use the what we call the award for that. Okay, so no assignment. Oh, so that is the tune for what we call a negative. But of course, you found her to actually helping others. You can ask. So you have here already. So it's already 0. Okay, you already have a 1, -1. So also this one, say, it'll be giving for persistence. That's it. You can use. So there's still so many things. Actually, there's so many things you can use with ClassDojo. So if you're going to explore more, okay, my task is only to just cover what we call an app, okay, specific or the details for each functionality. Maybe I can discuss for the next episodes. So you can actually add a post here. Of course, you can message the parent. So since we are not having at least a parents yet, so we still have to invite Van's parents if we want. So it will ask for a parent email or a phone number. So you can use that one. You can actually message. So what I have said, ClassDojo is a community where the teacher, the parent, and the students actually meet. So that is awarding. You can have, that is the classroom. For portfolios, yeah, you can, this is the part where you can create activities, okay, in which your students will respond to it. So in this one, you have here the title, you have here the instructions, okay, of your activity. So response type, you have here, it could be text, video, photo, drawing, or a worksheet. Then you're going to upload something. Yeah. So the first time we use this, actually, there's no worksheet yet at that time. Yeah, somewhat like it's actually a limitation. So we were also one of those who suggested to ClassDojo to add the functionality where we can add a worksheet. That is why you have it here, new. So I guess there are also so many teachers who are actually requesting for that around the world. So also here in the instructions, you can add your record. Yeah, then you can assign it to your class. Okay, so this is really actually exciting. ClassDojo is really an exciting app. Okay, so it is accessible in your laptop. There is what we call an app also, both Android and in the iOS. So even if you are at work and you, example for a parent or a guardian, so you're connected with what we call the number, and your email address is connected to this, so it will send to you the what we call every notification, okay, to your phone or to your mobile. So there is a class story, which actually somewhat like what we call social media part, okay, a mini social media page. So you're just going to have to paste or what we call post something about your classroom. Okay, if you have something for them to be performing, example, they have to perform some exercise, then they have to follow some video. Okay, so you can use it here, class story, then you can post. So that will be, of course, seen by your students. Of course, there are messages. So the messages here, coming from the parents, so you can manage your messages from different families. So what's the beauty also is we've tried, because mostly of the parents on my students are actually in Arabic, or we have what we call automatic translation here. So of course you have the opportunity to actually understand their message. Okay, and you can also set your quiet hours. Of course, teachers need also to rest, and they have also to limit your the parent and the student to contact you. So there are what we call quiet hours. So students can log in, of course, and they can invite your families. Okay, and here you can have your options. You have your reports, how you connect your students by using the codes, and of course you can add the co-teachers. Okay, then quiet hours. So many things, actually very good. Actually, it's a very good community, considering the communication tool, which is actually the number one thing for ClassDojo. I know the ClassDojo is really focusing on the communication between the parents and the teachers. So there is what we call a follow-up, okay? Because of course we also believe as teachers that it's not only the teachers. Even if the teachers are actually doing something, it needs to be also to be followed up, especially at home. Okay, so experience also, this is really child friendly. Okay, child friendly side. So if you have different sections, so there this is where we can manage. So you can see here, edit class, connect the parents, connect the students, add co-teachers. So finish class, example, if you have already finished the what we call one whole year, or depending on your term, or where it is applicable. So when the class will be finished, you can actually put them in archived classes. So, and much more on ClassDojo, there are already what we call their trainings. Okay, so there are what we call PD resources. Okay, and yeah, on my first time with ClassDojo, I also followed all these things, the big ideas, the videos. Okay, so there are actually so many things, okay, for ClassDojo. So this is grade 2 Mango that I created a while ago. So at the bottom, you can see here some toolkits. So you can have timers here. So yeah, that's really available online. Okay, it's free. Okay, so you can have random number, or what we call, you are going to randomize. You have an activity in the class, randomize, so you can use this ones. Pick again. Okay, so that is, I use this one when I'm going to call my students. Okay, randomize. The other one, group maker, of course, when you have breakout sessions. So these breakout sessions are needed for the students to really also practice their communication and collaboration with other students. There's a noise meter. See? Hello? So it's really working. Sound check. Okay, you can use that one. Okay, another one, of course, directions. So you can create directions here. So somewhat like creating a new activity. Then, of course, think, pair, and share. So displaying the questions for students to discuss. So you can put it here. So example, you have, what are you grateful for today? So you don't need a what we call a PowerPoint presentation or slide here. It will just directly flash on your screen. Okay, so another one is today. So some what we call basic functions. Of course, you can have the music. Okay, just in case, there's also an activity where you want what we call the music. Okay. Then of course, you can generate your attendance. You can mark all present, mark or absent. Okay, and that's also great. Okay, for the attendance. Okay, select multiple. Then you have commonly random and the timer. Big ideas. Also, I also love this. Okay, big ideas. They're taking what we call a level higher to bring big ideas. Okay, so this time the big ideas of ClassDojo is already separated. So ideas, somewhat like for social and emotional learning, there are so many ideas here. Example, for growth mindset, perseverance, empathy. So there are what we call here also videos and materials. So actually, I've learned some of these things also. I opened also with them. So very actually good thing for your students to see. Okay. So that's how ClassDojo is helping a community of the teachers, the parents, and of course the students. So with all these things, school head is also able to monitor all these things, so that there is what we call guidance for what is really happening on this particular community. So that is why in the main page, you have seen that there is what we call a part of the school head to really facilitate for the teacher, the parent, and of course the students. And ClassDojo is really what we call a fun pop application or website, and you may use it applicable for your students as well as for parents. And you will also try it, especially with the what we call with your class. So that is how ClassDojo is very important. So hopefully this video is able to give you ideas of what the teachers can actually do more, especially in this pandemic time. Yeah, it's really coming out because of this pandemic time. There are so many apps, so that is why I can actually name a lot of apps that will actually help the teacher. So that is why this is one example of an app in which could really help for teachers. So that's it. So hopefully I will have a more time to discuss with specific functions with the ClassDojo. Okay, and see you for the next app in which I'm going to also cover. So thank you, and this is Sir Jerome speaking. Bye bye.